A topic of awareness on sex trafficking is something people don't talk very often about because it's a topic we really don't want to think about. But it's something that's happening everywhere in the country, including right here in Arizona. Joining me is Kathleen Winn from Project 25, the executive director.
Thank you.
And Juliette with Up With People from Belgium.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. A big event is coming up for what's called VAST, Valley Against Sex Trafficking. We've known each other for a long time. This is something that's been a passion of yours to end this for how long now?
Since 2010. I just got made aware of the fact that our young people were being sold online for sex and in our community, and I was raising my own children. I had never seen it, and so when I actually talked to law enforcement and heard that this was happening, I just started to get involved, and once you know what's happening, it's really hard to turn your back on it. And so I just kept educating myself and have worked, I would say for now, almost 15 years on this doing this work to end sex trafficking.
I remember when you informed me about some of this, I was shocked that it was happening, but where it's happening, because it's not kids on the streets. I mean, you can have a good kid that's not looking for trouble, but trouble is looking for them.
Well, the dynamic of how kids get information, it's all on cell phones. You never see anyone out on the street anymore. In the old days, many years ago, the streetwalkers.
They were called streetwalkers.
Exactly, and they would walk on the street. Now, through technology, the predators are online and they know where to find kids, they know where to go, they listen to them, they promise them things. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And so we unfortunately have young girls accepting one-way tickets to go places, will meet some stranger at a hotel, all kinds of hookups. The reason that happens is there's multifaceted, but a lot of hypersexualization of our young people. They have automatic access to pornography on their phones, something that shouldn't be happening. There's laws against it, but our kids are being groomed in society, and so we have a lot of breakdowns and a lot of kids that are meeting up with people that they would never allow in their home, but they believe that they're becoming someone's boyfriend, girlfriend, or that they're going to get a career in something, fashion, modeling, whatever it is, and
advertising for an internet model, so to speak. And when they find out, you're going to end up in pornography, and then you're in places sometimes far from home you can't get out of.
Well, and then they use whatever they get them and videotape them doing, then they say, well, we're going to expose you to all your friends. And if you think back to being a teenager, how people thought of you was probably one of the most important things. Mm-hmm. And they use that as a weapon against our young people. Just in the last week, we've had several young girls that had taken one-way tickets and ended up in other states. Thankfully, we got them back. But it's a dirty, evil business. And a girl in January was hit repeatedly in the head by her pimp and left for dead. She's now in a slow recovery, but it really is not glamorous. It really is destructive, and you can never give back a child's innocence. There's
a phrase that you taught me how horrible it is when people used to say underage prostitute. And you're the one who told me these girls are victims, or even boys, but these people are victims. The change in mentality that shift is so important, that these are still kids, and they may be doing things, but they're the victim. They're being victimized by the pimp and by the Johns, by the customers. It is something that needs to end. And this Project VAST that you're doing, what is it?
So Valley Against Sex Trafficking is a collaboration of business leaders, the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, civic leaders, our city council is involved, and not only of Mesa, but Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, Scottsdale. We are working collaboratively to fill the gaps. We're a gap filler, so if we need services for a victim, we get them connected. Sometimes we need legal services. Sometimes we just need housing. Sometimes the officers need technology. The pimps always have the best stuff.
Right.
They're making ridiculous amounts of money selling people. So how do we equalize the playing field for our law enforcement, and we contribute training and technology to them? By doing so, we can accelerate the rate at which they can arrest people. If they're going to do a sting operation, do they need a home? Do they need a hotel? What do we do that we can supplement what they have? Cities don't have a lot of money, don't put a lot of money into law enforcement. So what can we do as community to support them and get rid of the scourge in our communities.
And trafficking isn't as important as other crimes in the minds of some. It would seem like, the city of Phoenix, a major city with one vice squad and not enough cops to do the job, which I know is a big project for you. I want to talk about the event that's coming up with People, because this is such a great collaboration to bring awareness, but also to raise money, and the community can be involved with money, talent, and time. They can get on board with this. So in a moment, a project that's happening here with Up With People. I'm sure all of you remember Up With People, an organization that's been around since the 60s. We're going to talk about something happening here in the Valley where you can be involved, so stick around. Awareness for sex trafficking, and then something we can do to help end something like this. We all would say children are the biggest thing about our society. What are we doing to protect them by getting these people off the streets that would pimp them out or that would be a customer? So Juliette, you are with Up With People. Now, how long has this organization been around?
Up With People's been around since 1965, so over 50 years now.
And I remember it as a child, Super Bowl performances. It was a big, they have been such a big deal around the world for a long time. Why the connection with Up With People and Project 25?
So I think Up With People's mission has always been to really use the power of music, as everybody know, but also the power of action to really impact communities that we visit with our traveling group, and to really try to empower people to be positive agents of change in their community. And so in the format that the program has now is as a nonprofit based in Denver, Colorado, every 6 months. We travel with a group of 100 young people from 15 different countries, visiting a new community every week in different countries throughout the semesters. They're going to visit Canada, Belgium, Germany, and everywhere we go, we really try to understand the social need of the place we're in and really meet the community where we're at. And we've been lucky coming into Phoenix to meet Kathleen and Project 25 and to really join forces together to really create a week of awareness around that issue that's going to end with this big event, which is the show on Friday, March 27th at the Mesa Arts Center, to really raise funds for Valley Against Sex Trafficking.
It's interesting to me, the coincidence of this, that you have all these great young people invested in learning so much and empowering people and changing lives. People about their age are the people that they're going to be looking out for. That's got to be significant for you and for the people involved, or at least when this happens, that you are talking about people your age and maybe even younger.
I think it's going to be a very big experience for the cast. First, to be exposed to this issue, because from those 17 countries they come from, some are unfortunately familiar with this issue. Some, like I was when I arrived in Phoenix, are not that much. So I think it's going to be a big deal for them to be exposed to it, to learn about it, and then to really be able to spread awareness about that issue during the week, and then to sing all those songs that we like to sing about hope and about bringing the world together on stage for this cause. I think it's a very, very powerful alliance and a very powerful message that we're having there.
The partnership, how did it happen?
We had some alumni from Up With People that took interest in the work that we were doing and asked if we would help raise the funds to bring Up With People here. And I thought, what better way than to get young people to talk to young people? I'm a grandma now, so when I tell people, young people, you shouldn't do this, it comes from a different place. But if we can get young people to change the culture, to transform the hookup culture that we currently are in, go back to dating and go back to creating relationships and being in communication, I think that the best messenger is young people. So I was excited, and we're really thrilled that they're coming. It's going to be held at the Mesa Arts Center, which is a beautiful facility, and we're really just asking the community to come behind us. All the funds we raise will go right back into our own local law enforcement efforts. We don't keep a nickel. We just figure out what is needed, and we provide the funding for it. We've trained officers in the county and to help take down pimp networks. We're really thrilled with the work that we get to do, and we really like to be a change agent. Up With People is giving us the catalyst and the energy to do that, and they're coming here during spring training, which actually is more prolific for this kind of activity than even the Super Bowl, and so the timing is impeccable, and we're just excited to have them back. They haven't been in Arizona for a very long time.
I love the fact that you bring the awareness to that, because the benefit, and we all love spring training here, but there is an underbelly to this that I'm glad you're exposing. So what can people do? I know buy tickets, come to the show. Is there anything else that people can do to get involved?
Yeah, so the Up With People experience is always trying to dive as much as possible in the community we visit. And the start to it is on March 23rd when the cast arrives. They're going to be staying with local families. So those 100 youth are going to be staying with local families over the Valley. And so if people are interested in cultural exchange and in investing a little deeper in this cause, they can volunteer by registering online to host the participants. All it takes is a place to sleep, dinner and breakfast, and some local transportation in northern Phoenix or around Mesa. So it's for a week, March 23rd through March 30th. And then host families get 2 complimentary tickets to join us to the show. And then, as you said, yes, bringing people to the show as much as possible. It's a really family-friendly show. All kids usually loves it, made of international songs representing places we visit, places we come from, but also original Up With People songs that are addressing some world issues that we believe as a young generation need to be talked about more, such as racial bias, climate change, women empowerment, love equity, and all those topics. So we really invite everybody to come, hear our message, enjoy a beautiful night, and help us raising funds for VAST.
So get on the website, get your tickets, come to the show. The money stays here in the Valley. See something that we've all grown up with people. It'll be a great experience. I want to thank both of you for coming here, and it's great that this is going to happen. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
All right, I'll be back.